Hey there, my name is Kebba J and I'm a rising blue stamp engineer. And this is my ultimate contraption, the hand-gestured robot car, which is a semi-autonomous robot car. Now, there seems to be a little bit of a problem with the transmitter. The accelerometer seems to be malfunctioning in some type of way. So at the time, upon realizing this, I realized that I had to go back to step one, which was rebuilding or fixing, or actually just remodeling the robot car. I mean the transmitter itself. So upon realizing this, I got straight back to work, which was taking apart all the components on the board and checking if my wiring was correct. Now this did seem like the problem at first, with in one instance power going into ground on the Arduino, but that wasn't the problem. So me and my instructor actually checked if any components were displaced. We also checked if the components were correct in the first place. That didn't seem like to work, so then we checked for AC and DC voltage, and a really big term that I really liked learning, continuity. With that being, we didn't actually fix a problem with those, even with my new best friend, the multimeter. Even thinking about it right now is a little bit mind-boggling. I mean, if I recall, me and my instructor actually spent around 4 hours, which is basically the whole class time, just trying to implement as many troubleshooting ideas as possible, and it didn't seem like they're working. It didn't even seem like the accelerometer was damaged in any way. It looked totally functionable. I actually spent around approximately a whole day just playing and tampering with the transmitter to see if I could do anything, but absolutely nothing worked. I mean, to understand the problem elaborately, we must first understand how the transmitter works. So as you can see here, we have two components, which are the Arduino Uno and the accelerometer. In my case, I'm actually using the Arduino Micro 5V and the MPU 6050 accelerometer, but due to the limits of the software, we must use what we have. So if you consider the OGD and the SLP pins on this accelerometer as SDA and SCO, then what's going on here with these two wires is a serial communication bus called the I2C protocol, in which these two components can communicate to each other. So when power comes from this 9-volt battery, it goes into the breadboard and initializes the communication bus. So when data is taken from the accelerometer, it goes to the microcontroller on the Arduino right here, and that microcontroller processes the data, sends it to the HT05 Bluetooth module that would be approximately right here. And since there is another Bluetooth module on the receiver and these two Bluetooth modules are both paired, then whatever gesture my hand makes is basically mimicked by the robot car. So that circuit diagram that you just saw there is identical to the transmitter that I actually built. So you can see how disturbing the problem is itself. Certainly speaking, the problem actually seemed like a professional engineering problem at the time, and I didn't think I could really do anything about it. It seemed like a problem that only a professional engineer could fix. But upon realizing that I am the professional engineer here, I do recall actually discovering a black dot on the SDA pin of the accelerometer and pointing out that maybe while soldering I actually touched one of the traces. So yeah, this might have been the problem when me and my instructor came up with the idea of replacing the accelerometer with a spare one that was sent to me and soldering new headers to it. It worked. It didn't work at first, but after replacing the Arduino Micro with the Arduino Uno on the receiver, then that was when we saw satisfying values on the serial monitor. To reflect, even though I just sat there while my instructor was shooting troubleshooting ideas at, according to my calculations, about 650 words per minute, I did discover the black dot early on when the problem first arose. So yeah, but I would call this a milestone 1, because even though not only was it an obstacle that prevented me from completing the car itself, it was also a challenge that took a lot of my superior intellect. But despite, well, yeah, that's basically all for today. Just look out for Milestone 2, and just note that this is really only the beginning of the beginning, and once I get my car ready, I will be able to roll the